Modern cars use an intricate network of sensors to track engine efficiency. However, if even one sensor fails, a number of alarming symptoms may appear. Particularly prone is the engine coolant temperature sensor. If it fails, serious problems could result. Let's examine the typical signs of a malfunctioning coolant temperature sensor, the causes of the failure, and the approximate expense of replacing it. It's Max the Car Guy. Subscribe and let's get started. Check engine light. The sudden appearance of a check engine light is one of the most common symptoms associated with engine coolant temperature sensor failure. The onboard diagnostic system of a car by default stores trouble codes linked to numerous component malfunctions and issues with electrical circuits. The ECM of a car illuminates the check engine light when it receives irrational data from one of its sensors. Until the corresponding malfunction is fixed or the offending code is removed, this light will stay on. Dark-colored exhaust. An engine that has a malfunctioning coolant temperature sensor will usually overfuel, also known as run rich. Excess fuel is therefore sent downstream and frequently finds its way into the exhaust system. The byproduct of this excess fuel burning in the exhaust system of a car is dark gray or black smoke. In extreme circumstances, this smoke may become extremely thick and obvious to anyone in the vicinity. Poor fuel economy. Low fuel efficiency is another sign that a coolant temperature sensor is likely to fail. This is because fuel delivery and timing calculations rely heavily on the feedback from the coolant temperature sensor. A malfunctioning engine coolant temperature sensor will almost always give an inaccurate reading of the coolant temperature. An automobile's electronic control module tries to make up for a condition where a coolant temperature sensor sends a permanently cool signal by injecting more fuel than is necessary. Ultimately, this manifests as more frequent trips to the gas pump. Engine overheating. Overheating of the engine is one of the most serious signs of coolant temperature sensor failure. Although certain cars use an additional temp sensor to control the fan, the engine coolant sensor powers this feature in the great majority of makes and models. So, if it fails, the vehicle's radiator fan becomes non-functional. Engine temperatures rise as a result, raising the possibility of harm to other parts. Rough idling. Your car's computer might incorrectly adjust the air-fuel mixture as a result of inaccurate temperature readings, which would result in an uneven and rough idle. It's critical to pay attention to this since it may make driving uncomfortable for you and result in more serious problems. Fluctuating temperature gauge. The temperature gauge in your car may fluctuate if the coolant temperature sensor is malfunctioning and giving false readings. This could cause you to believe that your engine is overheating when it isn't, or the other way around. Be cautious, as these inaccurate readings may result in unwarranted anxiety or, in the event that an actual overheating problem is overlooked, even possible engine damage. Hard start at certain temperatures. A malfunctioning coolant temperature sensor can sometimes cause a hard start condition, though it is less frequent than other symptoms. Usually, this problem only occurs when the engine of a car is running at a specific temperature, either hot or cold. This happens when a sensor reports a temperature that is constantly high even though the engine is actually cool. This results in a lean condition, which raises crank times exponentially. Replacement cost. The price of replacing a vehicle's coolant temperature sensor can differ greatly depending on the model. While many vehicles' sensors are fairly easy to replace, others can be very challenging to reach. Every vehicle is different when it comes to the real cost of buying a coolant temperature sensor. This small car part typically costs between $20 and $80, whereas labor costs can range from $50 to $250. The total replacement cost is estimated to be between $70 and $330. Causes of sensor failure. Low coolant level. Low coolant level is one of the most frequent causes of a malfunctioning coolant temperature sensor. Let's say your coolant level is too low. This could result in air pockets forming in the cooling system and inaccurate sensor readings. Consequently, this may have an impact on the engine management system, leading to problems such as improper fuel injection, inefficient fuel use, and engine overheating. Corrosion and bad connections. The sensor connections may become corroded over time, which would result in a weak connection between the sensor and the engine management system. This shoddy contact might cause inaccurate readings and possibly even set off a trouble code. Air pockets. As was previously mentioned, air pockets can cause variations in coolant temperature, which could result in inconsistent sensor readings. The performance of the sensors may be enhanced and the air pockets removed with a cooling system flush. One possible cause of erratic cooling fan cycling could be air in the system, which could lead to faulty signal transmission from the sensor. Hope the information was helpful for you. If so, please press the like button and subscribe to the channel.